Well, good evening, everyone. Michael Soothing here. I trust you're having a good holiday season, as we are. Had a good Thanksgiving dinner. Too much of it, but it was yummy. The standard, turkey, dressing, potatoes, stuffing, and so forth. I said that already. I said dressing and stuffing. That's redundant. Anyway, today what we're going to do is look at cars. I do that from time to time. We want to look at the new car issue. See what's coming out for 2020. And then we'll also look at the best driver's car and see what they say it is. One winner, it says here. One winner. I haven't looked at these magazines yet, so we'll be doing it together. Because I get stacks and stacks of magazines and I forget to look at them and read them sometimes. I tend to put them in the car so that when Joanne goes shopping, I can sit and relax and have something to read, and I don't have to shop. Let me do a pan down so we can look at the magazine in the right perspective, and then we'll shoot this video. Without further ado. I think maybe we'll start here with, I gotta adjust the microphone. It's way off where it's supposed to be. There we go. We'll start with the best driver's car. 12 contenders, 1 winner. See what they have to say. I don't know what page it starts on. Oh, these are higher price cars, some of them. Some look like they're intermediate, almost high-priced cars, luxury. Nonetheless, cars that most of us can't afford to drive, but we enjoy looking at to see. That's an attractive looking watch. Does anyone wear watches anymore? I didn't think so. It's in your phone, right? Hot Takes and Flying Vets. This is a Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. And I don't know what they're saying about it, but we don't probably have time to read that one. That was a nice Acura. Would you like to have this for your daily commute drive? I would, if I was still commuting. Ford versus Ferrari. I think this is something from the past. Yes, 1966. Ford GT40s took the top 3 spots in the 1966 24-hour of Le Mans. Okay? You didn't know that Ford could beat out Ferrari, did you? You thought there was no chance. But the GT was a great car for its day. Nonetheless, let's get on and try to find... Oh, these retrospectives are always interesting. Excuse my slurping. I didn't mean to slurp at all. 71 Motor Trend, 1971. Who's bothering me? Let me turn the phone off. Put it on silent here. I wonder if there's any Pokemon that I need to catch right now. I'm almost... Oh, there are, look. Polly something. No, a wild Spheal. Okay, pardon my rudeness while I catch the wild Spheal. instead of reading. And you're all going to say, why are you wasting my time? Well, it's because I'm trying to reach level 35. It's 1,250,000 points to get there. The Spiel can be evolved, but I'm not going to evolve it. This is called a Carvanha fish. And I'll take a shot at him, but so I don't waste your time too long, if I miss him, I'll just log out. Oh, we got him. Okay. It's nice when you can get Pokemon from the comfort of your kitchen chair. I don't have a Pokestop here, but the Pokemon come around. So, anyway, what happened in 1971? Mid-engine cars. Talk about foreshadowing. Chevy versus Ford mid-engine supercar battle. The cars were the Ford Mach 2 and the Chevy Astro 2. I don't think I remember either of those. I was too young. Let's go to 30 years ago instead. Here. December 1989. That wasn't a really good year for cars. Oh, by the way, the price of the magazine was 50 cents in 1971. What's the cover price now? I don't see it anywhere. They're afraid to tell us because it's so high. Yeah, it's nowhere to be found. I wouldn't ever pay it in a store. I get those deals where it's like, I don't know, 10 cents an issue or something. Anyway, 30 years ago, nothing really sums up motor trend in the 80s better than the wedge-shaped cars and models with big hair and high heels. So it's fitting we said goodbye to the decade in a spread of scantily clad women draped over bad 80s cars. They don't say which cars. Oh well. Can you say such things now? This futuristic thing looks a little like the new truck that Tesla came out with. How about 10 years ago? December 2009. Looking forward to the 2010s, we closed out the decade with 3 muscle cars. 650 horsepower Hennessy Camaro, Challenger SRT8 800 horsepower, and of course the 750 horsepower Shelby GT500 Super Snake Mustang. Right. If I keep getting sidetracked, we're never going to get to the page that has the compo of the best driver's car. She's been out in the sun. African gem cutter. 2 carats of tanzanite, only 59 bucks. I'm easily distracted by gems because I love gems, right? Readers respond to past issues. Let's see if there's any interesting. Rest in peace, New Car Buyer's Guide. After being a Motor Trend subscriber for over 57 years, wow, how old is that guy? I must say I was very unhappy with the October new car issue. I think that's this issue. Let's see why he was unhappy. It is the biggest disappointment in a long time. It doesn't compare to the last few years. Give us more specs and less opinions. Okay. And they go on. It looks like another one was complaining here. Readers never like what they choose because they always think their own car is the best one on the road. There's an RV stuck in a ditch here. That would be a drag. Stuck in the snow. Ah, here we are. Eclectic Avenue. That's a takeoff on Electric Avenue for those of you who didn't listen to bad 80s music. Okay? Or was that the 70s? Anyway, let's see who the contenders are. Aston Martin D85, Bentley Continental GT V8. Yeah, these are out of my price range. And yours, by the way. BMW M2 Competition, BMW M850 X-Drive Coupe, Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye, Ford Mustang Shelby GT 350. I think I would like to drive one of those. Jaguar XC Project 8. Not only are the prices big, but the names are big. Big, long names for these cars. Lamborghini Urus. McLaren Senna. Famous driver from Senna. Mercedes AMG GT63 4MATIC. What's with these extra long names? Porsche 911 Carrera S and the Toyota GR Supra. Which one is the favorite that you would drive if you could pick just one of these and have it for a month to drive for free? I don't know. Let's see what they say. Day 1, the long way up. This year's field had 6,938 horsepower. Wow. In how many cars? 12? That's a lot of horsepower. $3 million worth of sheet metal and carbon fiber. $3 million to buy all these cars. What did they do to test them? The plan of the day is to go from our headquarters in El Segundo up to Paso Robles, the center of California's Central Coast wine region. Okay, I love that area, so I know exactly where they're talking about. It's very close to the coast. It's a very nice windy road over there. Why there? Paso is pretty close to where we'd be starting day 2. The notorious State Route 198. Ah, yes. Also the yummy Firestone Walker Brewing Company tap room restaurant is pretty close to the hotel. And an army marches on its stomach. But I'm getting ahead of the program. Alright. Let's see where they... I recognize this terrain and this highway. I've been on this highway. This one. Highway 46. Connects the Central Valley of California to the wine country valley by Paso Robles. But anyway, they went through Ojai, Route 33. Oh, I love that route. And connects to 166. This is a fantastic article because these are all great driver routes that I used to drive all the time. Get away from the main highway. These were my shortcuts to Southern California when I wanted lots of isolation and scenery and very few cars. I'll tell you about that some other time. So I'm going to have to read this whole thing in detail later. Oh, they even went on the tortuous Route 58. Yeah, that's where it's got some very sharp, winding curves down there in Central California. One lane each way. Big wildflower bloom out there about once every 3 years. But anyway, or 5. Day 1 standings. The Porsche 911 Carrera S leads, followed by the Ford Mustang Shelby GT350 and the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye. I have not looked, and then you have all these other exotic European names. The Bentley, the Aston Martin. I haven't looked ahead. Some Jaguar, Lamborghini, McLaren. I haven't looked ahead, but I'm guessing that maybe the Porsche will win out. But it's good to see the American muscle cars getting to be better driver cars than they used to be. They're better designed and manufactured than in the old days. Oh, look. The highway patrol is looking at them all, going, look at all that bait right there. For my radar unit, I could give out 8 tickets to all of them for just looking too fast, standing still all in a row there. They probably all got citations. I love this hilly country part of California. It's not so crowded there. Dancing the McLaren over lumps and bumps of Route 198. The corners come in a wide-eyed rush as I learn to trust the hand of God downforce. With that, I need a sip of water. All right. Day 2 standings. Porsche 911 Carrera S and the Ford Mustang Shelby GT350. Still the top 2. Good to see. Wow. The Dodge Challenger dropped from 3rd all the way down to 11th. I wonder what went wrong. Can we find it here somewhere? They went to King City. I know that place. I'm going to read this whole article with relish. Relish on my hot dog. Day 3. Laguna Seca. I guess they took him out on the raceway. This is the racetrack close to Monterey, owned by Mazda, I believe. Each manufacturer makes sure the cars are in optimum condition when it's time for pro driver Randy Pobst to lay down his fast lap. Isn't that cheating? Nah. Well, sort of. Look, you too can subscribe to Motor Trend. I don't like inserts, they're so irritating. Fast lap, not happening, tires losing grip. Boom. Nobody wants to see a car wrecked on the fast lap. I don't know who came in best. The contenders. Here's a bunch of specs. Let's see how the BMW did compared to the Challenger. 0 to 60, 4.0 seconds. The Challenger was quicker, 3.8 seconds. The Challenger stopped faster too, 102 feet versus 106 feet for the BMW M2. That's pretty good. It looks like the Mustang stopped in only 95 feet, so that's really good. And the Mustang didn't do quite as fast a lap, however, as the Dodge Challenger did. But let's look at the difference in prices. Well, they're pretty close. They're all about 60,000. This one, 60 to 70, and the BMW, surprisingly. But when you get into some of these exotics, like the Lamborghini's 200,000, and the Aston Martin up here is 300,000. Wow. But it's a little bit quicker, not much. The Tesla is design. The Tesla S was a ripoff of the Aston Martin, as you can see. That's where they lifted a lot of the styling elements from in the Tesla. The AMG has about the same specs, but it costs this Mercedes 160,000. The Porsche looks like the best overall specs are close to it. But of course it cost 114,000. Wow. It makes the Mustang Shelby GT350 into an incredible bargain, given the fact that it's performing for 1/3 or 1/2 the price at the same level of some of these close to supercars, right? Look, it's a presidential contender, Sacagawea. Yeah. Randy's rankings. Let's see how the professional driver ranks these cars. He says that the Porsche 911 Carrera is first, then the McLaren Senna, then the Ford Mustang Shelby GT350. So there you have it. If you have 60,000 to spend and you want a car that will outperform all of these cars that mostly run almost double or triple the Mustang, that's your car. But of course the Porsche 911 is a great pick too. If you want a two-seater that's rear drive, it's got different handling characteristics. It sticks like glue. Here's the track map. Best lap times. The McLaren got the best lap time. Then the Porsche. Then the Mercedes AMG GT 63 S4 Matic. Try saying that 10 times fast. Then the Ford Mustang Shelby GT350. Who wins the prize for the longest name? It looks like the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye is the longest here, but it got the worst lap time. Dodge is not known for great handling characteristics, even though they got a very powerful engine, a lot of horsepower. It's hard to make use of it. They're very unruly, like a young teenager, you know. The 20 best drivers car rankings. Here we go, top to bottom, or I should say bottom to top. It looks to me like cheating ahead here by process of elimination. The Mustang GT comes in second, which means the Porsche 911 came in first. Toyota Supra got the worst. Say what? It says we can only review the vehicle we drive, and this 5th gen Supra still needs some development work. Rear end oscillations, nervous steering, overactive stability control. On a velvet smooth road it has great power and predictability, but the rigors of Highway 198 sussed out the car's flaws. Still needs work. As for the Dodge Challenger, SRT Hellcat Redeye came in next to last, an absolute hoot when blasting exhaust notes with your friends, doing stoplight to stoplight drag racing, impressing and appalling your neighbors with apocalyptic burnouts, and driving a sweeping country road at 70%. But ask it to lay waste to a racetrack or take a narrow twisty road and the Challenger is found wanting. Okay, I won't read them all, but since I have a special interest in the Mustang, because I once had my favorite car was a Ford SVT, Special Vehicle Team, let's see what it says. It feels glued to the road, absolutely predictable, and that fabulous V8 revs forever. Brakes have great bite and stopping power with zero fade. Starchy suspension returns a lot of vertical motions, but never at the expense of grip. Be ready for heavy steering and skinny seats, but it's still one of the best, finest driver's cars on the planet. A fantastic value. Now, isn't that what I was just telling you? So you see, they agree. Value. But here we are once again, as usual. Porsche takes the top spot. The 911 Carrera S. The Wizards of Wasatch have done it again. Okay. Germany, you did it again. They sure know how to engineer a vehicle, right? What makes the Carrera S special is that you don't have to have the racer's edge to experience it at its best. Let's see. The price, as tested, was more than double that of the Mustang. $143,000 for the Porsche. So I must say, oh, by the way, is it Porsche or Porsche? Please weigh in, because this is a controversy that has stumped Americans for decades. They go to war and have fights over the pronunciation of the car. All right. Anyway, it is an exquisite drive, it says here. But their test car had some options that make it even better, which is a little unfair, isn't it? Best racer's car, a mini Grand Prix they had. Was that at Laguna Seca? Yes, I believe so. And they drag raced them. Drag race. I think in the drag race, the Challenger Hellcat may have done well. Let's see what it says here. I think you have to look it up on their website or on YouTube to see that part. Here we have a racing dog coming down a ramp. Pet ramp. Double high. Food bowl. Uh-oh. I'm getting a little dizzy. I might have to wrap it up soon. I don't know why I'm getting dizzy, but I'm getting a little dizzy. Maybe it's trying to look at all these cars at once. These supercars, I don't get into looking at these so much because I know it's so far beyond my price range. It's not that interesting to see what they do with those. Look at these glasses I'm wearing are. Joanne wants a big truck, and she wants to put a fifth wheel camper or RV of some kind on it so that she can live a simple life when I'm not here anymore. I'm not so sure I like this idea, but she'll tell you about it sometime in a video. She may change her mind in the future, though. Here is a Ferrari that costs $300,000. Seems a little bit obscene to me to pay that much for a vehicle, but to each their own. Speaking of cars with loud exhaust, did you hear that rude person outside? Tire rack. That's where I buy my tires. You save a lot of money that way. You have them shipped to a local outlet who's willing to install and balance them for you for a fee, and you end up saving at least a couple $100 over the cost of just going to a tire store. Let's see if they have any good long-term tests. How about the Honda CR-V LX small SUV? It says, even in the base form, the CR-V did not disappoint. It did its job like a champ and never let us down. What did it cost new? Only $25,000. It looks like a bargain. It's pretty quick. 7.70 to 60. 118 feet stopping distance. What's the towing capacity? It can't be very much. Not with this limited horsepower. How many horsepower? 184. It looks like a good little SUV. The Infinity is a nice one. Okay. I have one of these V1 radar detectors. Radar detectors are great because they go off. The detector goes off when you get radared, so that you will know in advance that you're about to get a big whopping speeding ticket, right? It's nice to know ahead of time that you're just about to be pulled over. Oh no, wait. That's not what they're for. To be honest with you, I've probably saved myself about 80 speeding tickets over the last 15 years. No, 18 years. By using a good radar detector, including the V1. I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten an advance warning and slowed down appropriately. Gotten 0 speeding tickets except one in the last 20 years. Just one. One little ticket. And that one wasn't my fault. Okay, maybe it was a little bit. I'll tell you the story, but it would bore you to death. Basically, I got wedged in a merging lane where I had to speed up to get into the opening, or I would have been stuck side by side with another vehicle. And there was someone there was someone dogging right behind me, someone slow ahead of the other one, so I had no choice but to speed up. When I showed the diagram in my letter to the judge, he knocked my ticket down from $180 down to $43, something like that. He accepted my explanation. Lamborghini Huracan Sterato. Another list of names for one vehicle. Looks exotic, doesn't it? But we're in this second magazine now. I'm giving you your money's worth today. Hyundai Palisade. Now that looks like something retro, as if it was designed in 1969 or something. So I'm not quite sure if that's up to date in its styling. It's not expensive, $32,000. 8-speed automatic. It's got a quick 0 to 60 time. 7.2 for this type of vehicle. 7.2 seconds. If you want a vehicle with a lot of space, but this is a station wagon looking car, not an SUV looking car. Alright. Look, they can't advertise cigarettes anymore, so they advertise vaping instead, which is also not good for you, I might add. Probably not as bad for you as smoking, but there's a lot of hype right now about vaping and the dangers of vaping. There's been a dozen deaths, yet nobody talks about the 50 or 60,000 people per year that die from the illegal drugs flowing across our southern border. Fentanyl, cocaine, opioids, and so forth. No one is worried at all. Yet we worry about 12 people, not 50,000. That shows how the media crafts the stories, right? Only what's hyped gets publicized. CEO of Aston Martin. But you're not going to buy an Aston Martin. And if you did, you certainly wouldn't buy a lime green Aston Martin, would you? So we don't need to talk about that car. Readers' responses to past issues. Sir, this is a Wendy's. I don't know what that's about. Says, God help me if I come across another 4-page spread about a $150,000 Porsche or a $200,000 McLaren. I don't care. It's truly irrelevant content to me that I'm just going to turn the page. To which the editor responds, it sounds like you really like Reddit. This is a business, and many readers do like flights of fantasy. That said, this issue features 61 vehicles, 55 of them starting at less than $60,000. We have also tested some compact SUVs, mid-sized trucks. Okay, never mind all that. Didn't we just see a comparison like this? What's the deal? Supra versus Porsche. Okay, we already know. And a BMW M2. We just saw that. So why are they comparing these cars again? It's just that they're doing 3 of them instead of 6 or 12 of them. They're not the exact same cars, of course. My guess is the Porsche, or maybe the BMW, will win this comparison. I was wrong. Now they put the Toyota Supra in first place. Now that's mighty strange. And they just got done in the other issue putting it in last place. Okay, so that doesn't seem very consistent to me. What is this squared off Bentley? It's ugly, in my opinion. We test 3 top subcompact sedans. To find entry level doesn't have to mean frumpy. Frumpy. It looks like, what's this one? I know this is a Mazda 3, and I know that is a Honda. Is that the Civic or the Accord? Is this the Mazda 6 or the 3? And what is that? Let's find out. Oh, it's the Mazda 3, the Toyota Corolla. I should have recognized the Toyota. And the Honda Civic. Yeah. Let's see what they say, because these are cars that some of us could actually possibly afford to buy. Honda Civic. We wish the 7-inch screen were bigger, but there's not much more to complain about. Seats are comfortable, center console spacious, front passenger seat is powered. Mazda 3 stepped up its game. The materials feel a step above the competition. Its 8.8-inch screen speaks luxury. We do wish it were easier to control the infotainment. Toyota Corolla. Its graphics are outdated. I think they're just looking at the cabin here for this comp. Toyota has a nice big, but that seems a little intrusive and imposing. Not sure I would like that. Kind of in the way of your line of sight. So I don't know. You might buy one of these cars for its looks or ergonomics, but how it performs is just as important. They went to the Palos Verdes Peninsula in Southern California to drive these cars. First place, give you a quick Honda Civic. Simply the best compact sedan you can buy today. The Civic nailed every aspect of our criteria. Second place was the Toyota Corolla, and the third was the Mazda 3. It said it had a jerky transmission. And it said it's not the same as before. It was better in previous generations. That's not good. Let's see how they performed. The Honda Civic went 0 to 60 in 7.0 flat seconds. The Mazda was 7.3 seconds. The Toyota Corolla was 8.2 seconds. This guy is pretty slow, the Toyota. Let's see about braking. That's important to me. The Civic beat the other two in stopping distance also. And it's a little bit lighter and more nimble. So, gas mileage wise, let's see. Real miles per gallon. It would appear the Mazda have the best, with the Civic close second. The Corolla Corolla had the best, and then the Civic, and then the Mazda. Wow. What did they do to the Mazda 3? It used to be a great car. Sometimes engineers need to leave things alone. When you have a good product, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're going to run out of time if I keep rambling this much, but by now you're asleep, and so you don't know that we ran out of time. Once again, inserts. What new vehicles? Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. Very popular car, but you know, they're not very reliable. Look, I think he flooded it. It should still be able to go in this water. Slick clay ditch is the bonus challenge. Boggy waterways. What happened to them? With water halfway up the doors, I exited via the windows to link our 3 remaining tow straps to the Forerunner after easily locating the Jeep's tow hook in the murky water and slipping my loop over it. Minutes later, the Jeep was back on dry ground. We were impressed to note not a drop of water came through the door seals, although the doors themselves filled with water. The stereo speakers in them were unaffected. We knew better than to bother sending the RAV4 into that canal. Okay. So, it did all right, I guess. Two ugly cars square off, right? No need to read that one. Subaru is a very safe car. They get very good safety. And Kia gets props for bargain prices. What should I buy? The Kia Soul. See, this is just square cars don't do it for me. Do you like squared off cars? Don't really like them myself. The Honda Civic Type R is a very hot performer for 37,000. In fact, you can't buy a car that will outperform it at this price point anywhere. The Type R is pricey for a compact 4-door, 4-passenger hatchback. That says, of course, they go on and talk about what you can do driving it, you know. It's very fast. Honda Accord Hybrid. Base price $24,000. That sounds like a bargain for an Accord that's also part electric. I might have to check into that in the future. Seems like a boring car, though. The Mazda 6, also an excellent vehicle. Look, here's the Tesla Model 3, 2019. Hey, they're supposed to be giving us 2020 cars here. My wife and I fit the EV mold. Millennial, childless professionals. But it would still be an adjustment for us. One of our favorite things to do is escape LA with our dogs on long trips. Very hard to do in a Tesla, because where are you going to find supercharger stations to go on a long road trip where you don't have other Teslas already waiting in line for the limited number of chargers, and then you have to stay on the beaten path. You can't go very far off the beaten path. You have to plan your route very carefully if you're going to drive a Tesla on a long trip. Hyundai has a new short bed truck here, 27,000. Nissan, same. Chevy Colorado, nice looking truck. Ford Super Duty, that would be good for rent, don't buy, it says. What does that mean? Ever since Lowe's and Home Depot started renting pickups, I've banished the thought of full-time truck ownership. I wish we had a truck rental place around here, because I just need a truck once in a while. That would be great. But I'm out on the Oregon coast. Here's a whole bunch of SUVs, but I'm out of voice now. My voice is at the end of its usable range. Soon I'll be whispering. So, once again, I'll slurp my water. Wait. Give you some splashing ear to ear here. And then I will tell you that it's about time to say goodnight. Uh-oh. I splashed drips of water on the magazine. Now these 2 pages will stick together forever and never come apart ever again. How to save thousands on your next car. I'll read up on this in case I get the urge to buy another car someday. All-weather mats, WeatherTech. We haven't had rain around here lately. Ram, Laramie Sport. Honda CR-V gives you more bang for your buck. Oh, this is the long-term test. If I had, he says here, $25,000 to spend on a new car, I'd rather go with a Honda CR-V LX than an HR-V Sport. Honda CR-V LX. I'll read up on it a little bit and see why that is. It's good to see the opinions of the quasi-experts. Kia Stinger GT. I don't like the front-end design of Kias. It looks cheap somehow. No offense if you own a Kia, but that's my primary objection to them. I know they're a pretty good bargain, but, well, this one's not. $50,000 because it's a performance car. But it doesn't look the part, does it? It's a stealth performance car. So, I don't know. Do pheromones really get you more affection from women? I think I'll do a blind test with Joanne and check it out. I think the odds that it improves your attractiveness to women is approximately the same as the odds of winning the state lottery. That's just an opinion. All right, that's it for now. We have almost an hour of footage, and so I must say good evening, and don't ASMR and drive. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hello, hello.